Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Noise gate. Not really. Wow, you can even hear the breathing. Okay, mic's too close. What about that? Okay, you still hear me breathing. Okay, what about that? What about that? That's impossible. I can't hear anything. Software Inc. So, I don't know if I'm doing 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Probably 5 minutes. So when you start with about that much. You usually start with one room, or well, this is the essential. Man, I hope. I gotta go quick before all of my energy gets gone and hay fever kicks in. Oh, look at that security guy stood at security cam for double secure. And so you usually start with like one room to get like scattered skills, and then you split the skills into another bunch of rooms, and then you open up land, which is this. Oh yeah, you try and get the printing, and then you get the manufacturing. And I got this parking lot. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna survive. And then there's money trees, which are like way later. I don't remember what unlocked that. You could probably rush a certain way because there's things to unlock there. There's a whole different bunch of ways to go, and there's contracts that you can do constantly to get money. I think you have to do these no matter what. And then I should do everything. Yep, this game's 3D. And then usually, I mean, you don't mess with the camera, you know, when you're actually playing. Usually leave it at like a default isometric with the walls down most of the time. And you leave it on fastest speed, just letting it play once you've got stuff set up. And then, oh yeah, apart from all of the windows, every time you load a save, they all default back to kind of, there's no saving the window sizes or anything. I'm sure there'll be a way to do that eventually, but it ain't in the options. As night and day, you get the skip time when there's no activity on the lot, although the lot is kind of like Sims. what it's called in Sims. In this, I think it's called the same thing anyway. Just a lot. Research never really worked out. It's mostly contracts, which is 0 right now, but then you get software and you make actual money. And also, probably a late game spoiler, but whoever you start with ends up retiring. So this is like a different person. This is like, I always kept like an office of one for the CEO, I think it's called. Also, all of the sorts that you've clicked reset after each save. Don't know if they're gonna carry on updating, maybe a bit more customization, but it's already like stacked out, like in terms of development with the engine they used. Yeah, also the menu simulator is like looking for what you want to look for. At least everything's got tooltips and that. But I'm looking for the retired people. Also, it goes on for. Oh, you can't go backwards. Well, it goes on forever and ever. And ever. Until you start a new save. And then, once you've had one game, you go back to the beginning and you say, okay, I'm going to make a challenge for myself, And this game does that. It's not exactly replayability, but it's just like, your own thing, if the game's good enough, and I think it is. And it's never crashed. How's it never crashed? I mean, this is like just one place. I could have opened up, these trees, you can buy all this and put buildings on it. There's these, which I think, I forgot. Plots. I mean, this is all the stuff you see from the start, so there isn't anything to look at. But yeah, this isn't. Well, this is endgame because once you're in the millions, that's about it. You can't lose technically. And is that 5 minutes? It's 8 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes on something. I don't know. No. No. Never really used the stocks or bonds until later, but that might be a way to go. And yeah, I think some of the AI companies end up being bought out, like they buy each other out, which is cool, but it's only text-based displayed, so it's theoretical. There's not really any graphics towards that. Yeah. So there were different names before, like 30, 40 years in game. And then there's the factory bit, which you have to like right click and set for each thing. I mean, you can select multiple, but you need, you need one of each, so you have to do that individually. I don't know how you'd be able to code it, but if you could like select, a lot of things at once and somehow have it automatically do about 10 different things. You can also copy and paste, so once you set it up once, it's fine. Also, this needed, for some reason, 2 conveyors instead of 1. Like the stuff gets stuck on if it's just 1 conveyor. Accounting, never did the accounting. You should probably just leave it off and just take. I never did that either. I don't think that's worth doing anyway. Even in the late game. Deals. I mean, since the AIs don't really affect anything towards you, I guess it's fine to help them with the deals. Huh. I wonder how that happened. That's a newish message for the late game stuff, so it was this. Well, there's still users, but is it because everyone's gone off the operating system? Weird. Okay, everything doesn't need to be shiny for just tooltips and stuff, but it's funny. Now with the stocks. Yep. I don't know what more to say. I don't know. Nighttime is late. You spend time on. Oh yeah, the last computers is the hollow computer. That's not really a spoiler, you can see it. It's always there, but it's, appeared locked until you get to it. And your awards also go there if you ever get an award. They're actually just chilling there. Helipad, I don't think it's worth it really, because you always have a courier to take the boxes. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, you want to watch all the employees come in, and you want to watch the burglars get up to their doorstep and then run away. Oh, they actually took one thing. It's usually a random box. Because, Hmm. Or did they did they steal the security camera? That's funny. Do that and restart. Yeah, it was. They stole the security camera and then ran. That's actually funny. That's just how I have it set up. Um, yeah, you can watch the people or just walk around. And there's a shot. That's a pretty good shot. On the bus. You want to watch more leave at the end of the day? You pile out of this door because that's the entrance. Whee! Yeah, imagine if this was SimCity and it was like a mini game inside of SimCity. That'd be cool. Okay. Yep, softwareinc. I'm done. 12 minutes or whatever. Oh, 60 minutes. Okay, in a bit. Bye bye.